everyone, this is Mike Regan here with another edition of the Regan Rant for March the 9th, 2010. And I want to talk about today WWE Brawl, which is the rumored WWE game that is set to be revealed at E3. And here's what's been reported on and what I think it's going to be. And we talked all about this a little bit on the podcast, so if any of this sounds you heard it before, that's where it is. But I'm going to give you some additional information that I didn't realize, or I just realized what it potentially could do. Okay. Anyway, so it's basically a arcade wrestling game featuring WWE legends and current WWE superstars. Basically, over-the-top version of WrestleMania, the arcade game, which was released several years ago for, I guess, the NES, the Genesis, the Sega 32X, what else? Super Nintendo. It's old school, it was 16-bit. Anyway. And basically it's over-the-top moves. You know, Undertaker does the choke slam or the pile driver, tombstone pile driver, where he jumps 30 feet in the air. And this was all revealed from like a forum post at WrestleCraps.com. I did ask THQ about this, and they did not give any additional information, and they do not comment on rumors or speculation. So therefore, this is what I think is going to happen. I think that WWE Brawl will be a Nintendo DS, Nintendo Wii exclusive game. Simply because if you look at the Nintendo DS games in last year's SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, it really was a watered down version of the core games. The game was released on the 360, the PS3, etc. So why not, instead of doing that, which really, I mean, the focus on Nintendo consoles is casual game fan, easy pick up and play, something that kids would be into. I know there are adults that play the Wii, but that's at least the general perception that most people, when they think of the video games and they think about the Nintendo Wii and they think about all the other consoles, that's what most people have. So with that being said, I think this year we're going to see, come October, November, whenever the game's released, we're going to see on the DS and on the Wii, WWE Brawl. Okay. On the PS3 and the Xbox 360, we're going to see, of course, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. Which brings me to the Sony PlayStation 2. I've said in the past, and I'll probably say it again, I think it's time for them to put that console in the past and retire it. Meaning that I don't think they really need, I think they pushed that system as far as they can go. And basically, and people have been saying this on the forums, and somewhat I agree with them, is that at some point you're going to have to start focusing on the current generation, not the previous generation, but the current generation, which is the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And start developing features that are tailor-made on those current gen systems that can only be done on those systems. And by splitting off the development into two teams, of WWE Brawl for the DS and Wii, you have that taken care of. You have them taken care of. They're satisfied. Then you have the Xbox 360 and the PS3 versions getting the core game, SmackDown vs. Raw, the biggest game of the WWE universe. So I think that's what you're going to see with basically WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 no longer 2010 being the last game released on the PlayStation 2 in the series, which is kind of a big news, simply because there's not another console anywhere that can play every single SmackDown games in the series, from SmackDown 1 all the way up until last year, SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. So that's what's going to happen, I think. Now, my personal opinion about the Brawl. I've been thinking about it, and I don't know, it just doesn't interest me at all. I mean, I'm not excited about it. I'm not interested in it. I'm not really looking forward to it. I mean, and I think it's really a shame because I think it's, I mean, the way the forum post presented it is that this was basically a sequel or the next edition of the Legends of WrestleMania series, which is truly a shame because I think it's such a far departure from that game and what that game was supposed to be. I mean, I don't think, well, I still don't think, is that the Legends of WrestleMania was a bad game. I thought it was a good game. I thought it was different. I thought it had its selling points. I thought it had some good points that that were worth looking at and continuing on in the next edition. But there you go. Evidently not. So, to be honest with you, I'm not really looking forward to it. Will I play it? Probably. Well, I mean, that's probably the very first place we're going to go at E3 this year is the THQ booth. Simply because, that's everybody on the staff is wrestling game fans, and that's what we like to play. But that's it for this edition of the Regan Rant. I just don't feel it. Just don't feel it at all. So it's up to THQ to, when they do reveal it and do unveil their new WWE game, to impress me, because just reading what that post says and knowing, I've played WrestleMania Arcade. I mean, it's not a bad game, but it's not a game that I really don't see myself wanting to revisit. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, so that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email address is mike@gamingring.com. I love the emails. I love responding to them. I love reading them. And also, be sure to check out the GRA Gamecast, which is being recorded tonight. So it'll be on the site tomorrow. So be sure to check that out. I'm sure we'll have a lot more about this game and other things. Pretty busy news week. So we'll have a lot to talk about. So be sure to check that out. And of course, thank you for visiting GamingRing.com. Later.